So, I've been thinking of starting a YouTube channel for about 3 or 4 years now, but it's never been the right time. And part of my brain was like, okay, but how are you going to start? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, how am I going to start? So anyway, years later, something's happened to me and I'm kind of in shock. So I want to talk about it, and maybe either I can get help with this or I can help somebody else with this. All right? So first off, hi, I'm Eliana. This is going to be my first of hopefully many videos talking about like skincare, makeup, and wherever the wind takes me. So today I wanted to open with oily skin. I want to discuss oily skin because it's not as much talked about as I wished it was. There's not as much information for me to have found other than how to maintain it. And I don't want to maintain it. I want it gone. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm tired of buying, and I'm sure you are too. If you have oily skin and you are here, welcome. I'm sure you're sick and tired of buying products that promise, matte skin and longer wearing foundations and powder, which we all know is going to get cakey anyway, right? And it's frustrating. So I feel like to start this story, I have to go into the beginning. I wear glasses, and I was going to go in for eye surgery. And what ended up happening is all the tests we were doing were coming back unsatisfactory, or something was up with my eyes, and the optometrist says to me, "Do you have dry eyes?" So she asks me if I've ever heard of flaxseed oil, and it'll help with the dry eyes. This is very relevant. No, this is all relevant. We have to get there first. It'll help with the dry eyes. Take 1 capsule a day, and because we were prepping for the eye surgery, I also had to take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, which I learned later that our body doesn't produce vitamin C. This could be a crucial aspect to this story. I'm figuring things out as I go. So I start taking this flaxseed oil every day, and every day for 2 weeks I take 1 capsule. I should let this be known. On the capsule bottle, it says good for skin and good for heart, right? I didn't read that. That's not why I was taking it. I was taking it so that my eyes wouldn't be so dry, so I wouldn't rub them and just ruin my eyes further. Anyway, so for 2 weeks now, I've started taking these capsules, and I've noticed a change in my skin. I've noticed that the products that I'm using, the oil control cleansers, the oil-free moisturizers, I'm putting everything on, I'm doing my routines normally. Something's changed. My skin feels tighter, and it's not getting oily in 2 or 3 hours. It's not getting oily for about 5 to 9 hours. I was in quarantine, like we were in lockdown. Here in Sydney, we were in lockdown at the time. I wasn't wearing makeup, I wasn't doing much, and I wasn't getting oily. And it took me a pretty long time to realize this was the change. To cut that story short, I didn't end up getting the eye surgery. There have been other problems. I'm still wearing glasses. I might actually make videos of that. I might actually vlog that experience when I get to that surgery. Another thing I should probably mention is something I've learned about flaxseed oil, other than the nutrients and whatever it has in it. It contains something called niacinamide. Now, niacinamide is typically found under vitamin B3. I don't know too much about these vitamins. I know the ones that I'm deficient in, and vitamin B3 was new to me. So anyway, niacinamide. Basically, I've been taking these capsules for a couple weeks now. My skin is still oily. This isn't a cure, like a be-all end-all cure. It's fixed something. Like it's triggered. It's fixed something. It's definitely triggered an interest. And I started looking at my skincare. I started looking at my toner. I started looking at my moisturizers and my foundations and all of that stuff. Niacinamide. There was a company, like a brand of makeup that was a skincare makeup brand, Ilia. And I noticed that they had a foundation serum with niacinamide in it. I haven't properly used this out because I haven't had the chance to. But niacinamide, it controls and it maintains oily skin. I don't know how, but I'm figuring it out slowly. And originally when I wanted to start a makeup and skincare channel, It was because, I went to college for makeup and I did some skincare courses. And the things that we learned in college were a lot more, we were learning them updated. So our teachers would be like, this is what we were taught, which were things that I had heard, and this is why we're not taught this anymore. And I was hoping, you know what, I'll figure out a way to kind of teach what I learned, and see where that goes, because this is partly how I learned makeup up until I went to college. I learned from the people on YouTube, that were making it easy for me to understand. But I never started it because the products that I were using, I couldn't commit to saying these are great products because they weren't working for me. And now I still use them because they're the better ones. They're like better than anyone. They're better than any other product that I've used, but they don't really do the job. My my favorite foundation, for instance, the application, appearance and everything, was by Ellis Fass. I can't remember it. It came in a frosted glass bottle. I can't remember what it was called exactly because it's been years. But the way that foundation applied was stunning. But I have oily skin, so it was only stunning for about 3 hours, and it sucked because I loved that product. I loved how it looked and I loved how it felt. I then purchased the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-hour, 24-hour foundation. It's the mousse consistency. And at first I was like, wow, this works. It works for a little bit longer, right? It doesn't work, period. It doesn't work, end of story. It works to a point and you're like, okay, 5 hours, I have to retouch now instead of after 2 hours or after 3 hours. So it's okay. But the problem isn't solved. Now I've looked into things like plasma, what are they called? PRP plasma facials, where they take out your blood and separate your red and white blood cells and then they use it back. They skin needling it back into your face. And I have heard that does wonders. So from what they taught us at college, a friend of mine who also did the skincare courses, that will work. The issue with this is how much it's going to cost. And it's not just one treatment and you're done and dusted and you can move on with your life. It's multiple treatments according to your dermatologist, according to the nurse who does it, according to your own personal results. I will get to PRP plasma facials, but I thought I'm going to mention this now because if you don't, like in Sydney, for instance, I know that it's going to cost like $700 to $1,000 a session. If that is steep, because it is steep, flaxseed oil, man. Apparently, taking the actual flax seeds, if you make it in smoothies, is better for you. It's straight from the source, it's better. But this was crazy. I still take 1 capsule a day, like you take it with food and stuff. Obviously, talk to a doctor. Don't just go get vitamins because you might be allergic to something. But as a temporary fix, it worked. And like here, it's spring and it's getting really muggy and humid again. And it works. My skincare products feel tight, but because my skin is oily, it kind of balances it out. It's tight for a second and then it's not. I've been trying different like powders and concealers. I use the most basic powder. It's by Ben Nye. It's just a translucent powder. It doesn't really matter. So from what I've learned, trial and error and at school, things like oily skin and dry skin, you can do things to improve the quality of your skin, but they're temporary fixes. It's like a band-aid fix. I guess I'm on a journey to figure out what to do, how to get from where I am with oily skin to normal skin with a healthy pH level. And the flaxseed was such a breakthrough product for me that I did not see coming, and I wanted to share that. And if you found your way to my video, since it's my first video, it might be on your mind as well. This oily skin thing might be on your mind as well, and you might be fed up and tired and just over it. Yeah. So if that's the case, or you know something, anything, share it. Please let me know. I would love to learn. from people, and hopefully I can put something out there that somebody can learn from. And I want to share this journey because I will beat this. I want this channel to be a place to learn about things like skincare and makeup and how to apply according to your face shape and your texture, and not based on what you should and shouldn't be doing, but what you can do. For example, we were taught, and by we, I mean society, were taught that certain face shapes are more ideal than others, or certain body shapes for clothing, which is another thing I want to talk about here, are ideal. And we're breaking down those barriers. When I was in college, they said to us, scrap all of that. This is your face shape. This is how to accent the features that make you you. This is how to bring out your true self. Do not try to look like anyone else. Makeup is not for you to hide behind. It's for you to express, right? It's for you to play with, to have fun with. So let's have fun with it. And I feel like it's something that is lost among all of the products and all of the talk about makeup, all of the fads and all of the trends. I kind of want to break down those barriers, and I hope that you join me in doing so, because I think it'll be a lot of fun. I want to be able to help with the knowledge that I have, with the accidental knowledge, with the flaxseed accidental success story. And we'll see where it takes us. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Let me know if you have any tips, or if you would like me to try anything that you have heard of. So have a great day, and I will see you soon. I'm Eliana, by the way. Did I say that?